Does that count against our time of game? Basic game thing? Yeah, you feel like you've been there for like...
547.
Thank you. I thought it was 546. You sure?
At what point do you realize Tillman can't come back out? How much of this is it a challenge after that to kind of piece together?
Well, we were thinking about it when it first started. We knew there was going to be a lot of rain, nothing hard enough. We knew we were going to get the game in at some point. I think we have the best ground crew in baseball, and they're going to, it's a good surface, and we're going to get out there at some point. But the way we do it, he had one up after the 12-15 minute mark down in the bullpen inside, and then he had a second up 12-15 minutes later, and then we don't do a third up. And when we got to the point where you would normally get up, because that'd be about 80 pitches, so he had 56, 57 at the time, especially with, some of the challenges he's had with his back a little bit. So made it tougher, but, we got it done.
How gratifying is it to win this game after you have a 4-0 lead, you have to endure a rain delay, and then you end up...
It's a grind game. It is, for both teams. I mean, it's what separates, what these guys do for a living. It's just so easy to give in. The hitter after Darren walks the guy, okay? That's moxie. I mean, to come back and get us in the dugout, 3-2. Tommy throwing a 3-2 strikeout there, or ground out. You'd like to have it not get there. Matt comes in, throws 2 ground balls. They just happen to go in the right field. So, JJ, he's not there yet where he's going to be offensively, but he found a way to get it done. And, Chris threw one out there too.
How challenging a game was it for you with using the bullpen, since you had to get 6 innings from all those guys?
Well, we were hoping they just didn't cooperate. I was hoping we'd get some right-hand hitters in there early, which would set up the rest of our bullpen. And I thought a big play too was Stevie putting the ball in play that allowed Chris to get to second base. He swings through that. It's probably a throwout with the 3-2 count. But we've got. I thought Brocky's outing would be kind of like anybody went in there and just shut it down. It's not easy. We've got 2 teams trying to win the series. So, Tommy striking out Cano, you won't see that very often in that situation. And, we had a base open with Nelson. There's always a base open. Sometimes it's home plate.
Look, in a game like this where it is, like you said, a grind, are those little things magnified?
Oh, yeah. It's actually one of those games that, you gain some experience. You kind of get on the plane feeling good about, when you did something that not just anybody can grind through. And it's one of those games that we've been good at over the last 3 years. It may not look aesthetically pleasing, but you end up with a W.
Look, what could a game like this do for Hardy's confidence to get going again?
Hardy's what?
Confidence?
Well, his confidence is fine. With his track record, it's not his first year in the big leagues. He doesn't have to get a hit May 20th to be confident or unconfident. We all know, and that he takes great confidence in his track record and the confidence we have in him. He's meant a lot to us since he's come back. What he gives us offensively, we know there's going to be a return down the road. If JJ was feeling something from the shoulder, he wouldn't tell anybody. I tell you, Adam really hammered a ball off his foot, same place he had broke it when he first got here, if y'all remember that. That was a little bit of a concern. We'll see if we can make any pitching moves. Didn't have Navarro was unavailable today. If you wonder why he weren't pinch running or doing some things, he had a tooth extracted this morning. They're trying to put a crown in it, but it got real bad. They had to go in and get it about 11 o'clock this morning. He just got to the park. He'd been sedated most of the day. So we'll see how he is.
So if you'd gone to extra innings, would it have been Wilson the whole?
I had some other options. Wilson would have been first. I had one other option. held a guy his work day. You see weather like that, you usually try to wait on your work day. Is what we do, try to do.
But in a game like this where you know that, things could happen, you don't necessarily know the weather, how it's going to play out.
It's hard to manage it.
How important is maybe the things that don't even happen on the field, but the
I tell
preparation?
you what's hard is, not hard, but is important is your people who service you use to predict weather and when it's going to come, when it's not, and how long it's going to last, and how hard it's going to be. Is it going to stop the game, not stop the game? You can start a starting pitcher, if it's just going to drizzle and not get hard enough to stop the game. That's what we thought going in, that it would never rain hard enough to stop it. But John Crucci felt like the field might get to the point where we couldn't get it back if we didn't cover it. The window that was supposed to be there wasn't as quick as we originally were told it was going to be.
But that's what you were kind of fearing before the game, and then
Yeah.
so you had to.
But once they said that, we didn't feel like we'd have to stop the game, the weather service, I guess they didn't confer with the crew chief. And he made the right decision. It was getting a little slick on top. I feel like Nicole and her crew can take care of anything, though. Okay.